Alright, so I originally had another video idea, but didn't realize that would take a long time, especially with like so much stuff happening as of right now for me. So I decided to do this video, since the last time we did one of these videos was when I was coming back from Mexico and needed something to put out. So today I'll be saying my opinions on the top 5 worst motorized models. Now there is some rules. Number 1, it has to be part of the mainline motorized. So no motorized railways, since that isn't really a main line. So yeah, and plus it wasn't released here, so doesn't matter, does not count. Knockoffs do not count. As much as I want to count knockoffs, they do not count. They're not official, and honestly, if we had counted knockoffs, they would just be on the list. Like the whole entire thing would be on the list. Even though it's kind of funny, because you'll see. I'm also not counting variants as much as the steam engine, the real steam engines from Trackmaster 2 are ass. They do not count. They do not count because they're not really a standard engine. They're gimmicks, stuff like that, and yeah. So let's begin with the honorable mentions. These are the models I think are bad, but not as bad as the top 5. So we'll start with Renaeus. Renaeus is the worst narrow gauge engine of this line. Compared to all the other narrow gauges engines, he is the worst. Number 1, the wrong color. Number 2, static side rod. Number 3, that stupid face. Scarlovi also had a dumb face, but he kind of has accurate colors, so yeah, this model is just bad. He's one of the ones I just don't want to get, but I kind of have to finish my narrow gauge collection. But this is probably the last model. I'll probably get Bertram before I get Renaeus, if I'm being honest. The second honorable mention is the 2018 Playrail Edward. Do I even have to say anything here? You see it. You see what's wrong. You see what came before. Like, I don't know why they had to cheap out so much on Edward. Like, you could say that the Revolution is worse, but honestly, at least they kind of kept his look similarly as it was before. Because for Playrail, they literally butchered the old model by adding a slab on his flipping running board. Why? Why? Oh, I know why, because now they have the big wheels instead of using the small wheels. So now he's incorrect now. He's literally the worst Edward of them all. Say what you will about Motorized Edward, but at least he doesn't have a weird block of slab on his running board as compared to the Playrail Edward. It's not like they had any other options. Like, sure, unified chassis, but unlike Revolution, all engines use the unified chassis. However, in Playrail, not all engines use the unified chassis. Like Diesel 10 Hero still use the old chassis of the C battery. Benster's also using the old AA engine flat motor. So it's not like they literally didn't have options. They did, but they didn't care. They didn't try. They didn't want to try because they know they can get some people just to buy it. Because, some people don't care about Edward's wheel configurations. And that's why I hate this model, but it's not the worst. It's the worst Edward model, but not the worst model. Third honorable mention, Oliver. Say what you will about Oliver. He's too expensive. He looks stupid. He's too bloated. But come on, guys. Every engine in this line is bloated with the proportions. Thomas, he's too elongated. Percy, he's too big. And so many engines out there that has way worse proportions. Oliver kind of has bad proportions, but at least he makes up with his unique wheel configuration, with his side rods being, accurate to the one in the show. But this model is still not great. For starters, the face is hella creepy. His wheels are incorrect. His rolling stock makes no sense at all. Why doesn't he have Toad? Why does Duck have Toad and not Oliver? Of course, the main reason why he's here is because he's overpriced as hell for a model that's pretty mediocre at best. He's not great. He's not worth $100. you could probably make a 3D print of a shell and that's probably like a lot more cheaper than this thing. But he isn't the worst because, well, there's just this model of him. There's no models out there to ruin or make this better. Because this is the only model we have. Same like Renee's, it's the only model we have. Alright, now let's get to the actual list. At number 5 for the worst model has to be Revolution Diesel 10. What do I have to say with this model? You know, I don't know where to start. He looks like a loaf of bread, and also he looks like he ate 10 loaves of fucking bread. Why is he so fat? Why does he look so chubby? Why does he not look scary? He's just, like, say what you will about the CGI classic base Diesel 10. Say what you will about that. But at least he has some very good proportions compared to this model. This model, he does not look menacing at all. His prototype looks more menacing than the actual model we got. Like, how? He's the worst Diesel 10 out there. I'll dare to say the motorized railway Diesel 10 is way better, because at least it has a pinchy that actually can move around. Unlike this guy. This guy is just a loaf of bread with a little fork on top, and that's it. There's no point of getting this guy unless you're a 100% completionist or just can't get the other Diesel 10s. But it's not doing the thing it's supposed to do, which is to be a big, scary engine, but it's not. He's not. It's just not. At number 4 of the worst motorized models is Steven. But which one? Is it the Trackmaster one? Or the Playrail one? Is it the Playrail one? Oh, no, it's the Trackmaster one. Wait, but which one? Oh, you already know, the Revolution one. Do I even have to say anything? Why? Out of all characters they could have done, why Steven? First of all, his big wheel is completely non-existent in this model. His unique big wheel is just a regular old wheel, which, come on guys, at least fake it or something, you know? Do something like I don't know, unique, but you guys don't, so who cares? At least he got a painted funnel this time. He's just too big. He's too fat. Why get this model? Honestly, if you're want a Steven, just get the Playrail one. Don't get this one. Just get the Playrail one. Sure, the Playrail one is tender powered, but honestly, it's better proportions except the tender wise. So just go for that one. Don't go for this. Don't even bother with this. If you can't get the classic Trackmaster one, get the Playrail one. It's way better than this guy. It has the painted details as well, so you don't have to worry about it not being painted as well as this one. Yeah. And the number 3 spot for the worst motorized model is Revolution Emily. Now, for being a motorized Emily, it isn't bad. It does its job well. The big wheel, the window details. But where this model falls apart, just completely falls apart, is the face. Why is her face this? I don't get it. How? Screw this up. You could have used the classic face like you guys did to Spencer, because it looks similar enough. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to change. You could have used a classic face. But these guys decided to use a different face that isn't even CGI at all. Period. Was this a prototype? If it was, then why wouldn't you use the classic face? How? You guys had a perfect model for a motorized Emily at the time. And then just when the face, you guys had the face, you guys like, screw it, just use this face. I don't even know if it's Emily or not. Just use it. It says it is based on the original Emily from the original series, but I never seen this face. Maybe it is. I literally don't know, and I don't care to do my research because I honestly think it's better for me not to know. I honestly want to believe that they just literally had a just random face lying around and just stuck it on the model and said, that's good enough. I'm so glad that the new AEG Emily is just way better. Sure, proportion wise she's tall, but like At least her face doesn't look like that. Moving on to number 2, the worst motorized model. So, picture this, a road vehicle. Now, I forgot to mention this, but road vehicles also don't count. I'm mainly talking about engines. But don't make an exception. When someone was working on Motorized, it must have been on crack cocaine. Because what they came up with is the most stupidest, the most dumbest, and the most dunce model they made. Well, second dumb model. Motorized Kevin. Do I even have to say anything? Do I even have to talk? Do I even have to explain why this is just a complete dumpster fire? Why did they make Kevin, out of all characters they could have made in the Motorized line, Duck, Oliver, Donald, and Douglas? Why in the sweet love of God did he have to choose Kevin? Why? He doesn't run on tracks. I'm pretty sure he doesn't carry anything. He doesn't pull coaches. I'm pretty sure he doesn't pull slate cars. Is he really that popular? Because I don't think he is. I'm pretty sure Victor's a lot more popular than Kevin. The proportions. Elongated. For what? A crane that can't crane. For what? Why does he even have a crane? What is he gonna do with a crane? On the tracks. It doesn't turn. It can't go down. Why? Why? This makes the Trackmaster Kevin a masterpiece compared to this. And not only that, but he also got a variant made in the Hyperglow line. Because why not? Screw it. Why not? But he isn't the worst. Now moving on to number 1. The worst motorized model in history. Some of you guys may already know it. Is Trackmaster Revolution Glynn. Now, you may be thinking, what's wrong? Well, here's what he's supposed to look like, and here is the model. See the difference? Of course you do. It's not the same character. He's elongated. His whole thing is blacked out because screw you, I guess. Because there's a way how to, store the battery. He has the wrong wheel color. Really? This is what we get for the 70th anniversary? This model? Like, you don't know how pissed off I am. We could have gotten a runaway Black James. I'm pretty sure they even have it planned, but they canceled it. But Glynn over here, nah man, they had to produce that guy. As opposed to Black James. We could have had a motorized Black James with like a shock face. But no, they decided to mass produce. Not really mass produce, but let's just produce this guy. And another thing I hate about this model is he goes for so much. Why? I don't get it. He isn't a good model. And yes, I know he was the only Glynn toy at the time, but literally last year we now have a Glynn, a capsule playroom Glynn that looks so good compared to this guy. And so there's no point for getting this guy. He's inaccurate, too expensive for what he is, and he basically replaced a Black James. Think about that. Instead of getting Black James, we got this guy, because why not? He's a new character. Get him, buy him, even though we underproduced this guy. So good luck with that. Honestly, I thought it would be easier for them to make a Black James, but no. I know, it's a lot more easier to produce a new shitty character model. So yeah, there he goes, yeah. Also he has rolling stock as well, so that's cool, even though he didn't fucking even do anything. He literally did nothing in the special. He literally was in a sighting. He did nothing. He wasn't pulling anything. He doesn't even look like this. He didn't even look like this. Guys, come on. Yeah, this just pisses me off. He doesn't even have the number 1. He doesn't even have the number 1. No. Why would they care? Did they even care? Yeah, this is the worst model. I hate it so much. Kevin could be worse, but honestly, this just pisses me off because we're robbed of a Black James. Think about that. So, those are my top 5 worst models of Motorized. And ironically enough, most of them are from the Trackmaster Revolution Motorized. Actually, not most of them. All of them are. Huh. That makes you think of something, huh? How Motorized and Track Revolution models are kind of bad, especially with the newer ones coming out. So it says a lot, huh? Anyways, bye.